I'm an artist, and when you think about social causes and things, I say, wow, here I'm really getting involved in a social cause. That was a part of the reason for the lawsuit for me in the first place, too, because I loved the lady that brought me into it, and it seemed like a social cause.
My mother, she's now 87 years old. This is February 1968, so I would have been 7 years old. She did her best being a single mother. She really worked really hard to do the right thing for us.
I'm very helpful.
Okay. Well, I know you've had a chance to talk to your lawyers.
She'd been living pretty independently up until about 2013. And one of the doctors or social workers suggested the facility that she ended up going to. And it was really actually very good when she got there.
Assisted living facilities are in between independent living and like a nursing home.
It was so social for her. She loved it.
People were nice to us.
And hold our own little powwows out on the patio.
I had a program. I showed every night a movie and talked about it, and people loved it.
Here's a facility that I won't have to be living on the concrete. I have a nice bed.
So in about April or early May of 2016, I got a call from the city of Santa Monica. They had heard that this facility was going to be closing, which they're allowed to do so long as they follow the California procedures under the Health and Safety Code. And they have to do it a certain way in order to reduce the relocation stress or transfer trauma that the elderly people would experience naturally from moving.
The statute requires that in exchange for being able to give up your license and now sell your property for millions of dollars, you're supposed to provide resources.
A lot of these folks don't have families to go to. This is their home, and they had no idea what to do next.
They started telling us, we're gonna throw you all out of here.
And they were saying, oh, the building's up for sale, and this and that. It's a nightmare. Smoke detectors not working. We had 3 fires. We had poor ventilation, mice. When we were having the heat wave, they wouldn't turn on the air.
This is a photo of her bathroom, and it was in a bit of disrepair. I mean, it wouldn't have been so bad, honestly, except for the fact that cockroaches would be coming out of the sink, and they would be coming out of the cracks.
I said I noticed that there were cockroaches on my sheets and blankets, and would you please look into it?
My mother was getting chewed up by bed bugs, and her sheets would have red spots all over.
We were given no medication for the bites, you know. It bites you, so what?
I was not able to sleep in my bed. I always slept on a chair because the bed bugs and the cockroaches kept me awake. The manager said to me, we'll move you to another room for one night. The next morning, I said, well, I want to go back to my room. My room was locked.
All of his medications and his phone and his glasses and his toiletries were all in that room.
And I actually called up the extermination company, and I said, hi, I said, I'm just curious for Bernard Allison's room. I understand he had his room fumigated. When can he go back in? And the woman said, oh, let me take a look. And then she came back and she said, she goes, we're showing that he didn't have his room fumigated. And it's only a few hours that somebody has to stay out of their room. And that's when I thought, oh my God.
He was locked out of his room for 8 days.
You don't do this to somebody who's 89 years old. This is not fair.
I think that they did this to just make him so unhappy that he would just leave.
Actually, I thought, I hope I could die, instead of suffering. You know, I lived my life. I lived a very happy life. And to go down this way, it's very hard to take. So thank God that I finally found somebody to help me get out.
So we set up an appointment for Denise and a couple of other people from legal aid to come in just to speak with the residents in the living room.
They were signing documents. They had no idea what they meant.
And when Denise got there, the head administrator came up and said that Denise couldn't talk to the residents, and she tried to throw Denise out.
And we're like, no, this is not okay. You can't treat people like this.
We knew we had to get some kind of relief. There were 20 or 30 days before these people were going to be out on the street.
If you were out and you did not have a place to go, we were informed by one of the staff members,
we're going to just take your stuff and sit down on the sidewalk, your belongings. I said, you gonna what?
Somebody may fall into homelessness because they can't find an affordable facility that will take them in.
We filed the complaint in August of 2016 and a request for a temporary restraining order, and we succeeded in doing that.
Resetting the clock, bringing in and hiring some professionals who had been involved in closures, re-interviewing people to make the medical, mental health, and other needs assessments.
They found me a new place to live, and I got a room to myself. My artwork is picking up.
So finally, people were relocated, and the case was continuing. We actually filed a First Amendment complaint.
And through discovery, found out who actually owned the building. So we sued the owners.
After that, we moved forward with a mediation, which then resulted in the settlement of the case.
And we won. We just won about a month ago.
There were 21 residents who were part of the case, and each of the residents is supposed to be getting something which will hopefully change all their lives for the better.
You can't get back the time. You can't undo the harm, but they're in better places now, right? They like where they're at. They're happy there. So getting them to a good place was really the bigger part of it.
I'm very happy here. I've been about a year. The management is good. The services are good, feeling good, as if I were 50 years ago.
when nobody else believed in us, they listened. They took action.
This piece, in a sense, it reminds me of legal aid. And over here I have written, here's what my life stands for. With legal aid, it could be so much more. My last stand is with you.
This is one positive mark for the little people.